Grab a pickle and run to the ocean, because today we're talking about Burning Man. It's like Lollapalooza, but there's a much lesser chance of someone playing music at you, which is probably an improvement. Plus, we check in on my good friend Elon Musk and his continued battle against woke social justice anti-defamation leagues. Is it possible to support everything Israel does while at the same time thinking they're all kind of annoying? We'll find out when the show starts right at present. Hello and welcome to the Bongiano Predicament. This is a free speech friendly home for... What's that smell? Something smells like shit. Is it me? Did I shit my pants? Producer Nancy Mom, did you shit your pants? Did you? No, you don't have to check now. No, you can go to the bathroom. What are you doing? Oh God. Okay, so it wasn't her, and also we're not talking about that. My current operating theory is that the terrible smell comes from one of associate co-producer Zach Jr., not stepbrothers, dogs. I use quotation marks, but they might be dogs. Or possibly small but still vicious polar bears. Either way, they have not eaten any of the neighbors' cats. Or children.
Stop asking so many questions, that's my job.
They keep cycling in and out of the house. On any given day, Zach Jr., not stepbrother, has between 4 and 17 just circling him all the time. He snaps his fingers once and they freeze. And he snaps it twice. And they all run in opposite directions and come back 30 minutes to the dot later with several pounds of raw meat. We don't know where they get it, and we don't want to know. These dog bears also have very short lifespans, probably due to Columbuston, Ohio's water supply being 78% vinyl chloride. It's not good for most living things due to what we refer to as weak bodily interiors. Also, of course, Zach Jr., not stepbrother, is doing some light dog fighting. Unless you're an officer of the law, in which case he just brings them to that park. Whatever they do is between them and their God. Dogfighting is a very popular sport here in Columbuston, Ohio, behind only high school football and, of course, high school dogfighting. Zach Jr., not stepbrother, makes a lot of money off dogfighting and also from duffel bags full of money dropped off at the front door with a note on them saying, "Keep up the good work, signed BBN." Don't know what that's about, but he's certainly keeping the mortgage paid and the pantry stocked with fudge rounds. So we appreciate it, but every now and then he does need to dispose of some dog-esque, at least, bodies. He started by feeding these, creatures to one another, but as it turns out, their flesh is toxic. Who'd have thunk? So lately, he's just been dissolving them in the backyard pool. It's an above-ground pool. He's filled it with a combination of bleach, pine sol, and more bleach. He calls it his vaccine, and then he laughs as he injects it into himself. And then he calls me gay. Every day at 1 p.m. You can set your clock to it. But bleach and pine sol are getting harder and harder to afford. Thanks, Bidenflation. So I think he's moved on to phase 3, which I always presumed was just storing the dead bodies in the walls. It would explain all the noise last night and, of course, the huge amounts of caulk he's been buying lately. I presumed he was going back to Home Depot to continue challenging migrant workers to fistfights, but no, he's actually buying their products. So yeah, the walls of our beautiful home, it was built in 1999 by a Beanie Baby billionaire who killed himself shortly afterwards when the market crashed and just kind of been squatting ever since then. The walls are now filled with dead animals who we hope are genetically similar enough to dogs to make blood transfers viable. So this god-awful smell should hopefully dissipate within the next hours, weeks, or at least before the 2024 election. Which is good. We're having people over for that. Hey, what's the plan when you run out of wall space? Oh, bonfire. Well, give us a heads up so we can put on gas masks. Speaking of things slowly spreading through the air, let's talk about Elon Musk.
When he does it, it's a good thing.
Elon Musk is many things. Billionaire, visionary, African-American, astronaut, electric car, plant foreman, real life Tony Stark. Real life, Bruce Wayne. And of course, a free speech crusader. Much like Rosa Parks, Elon Musk has refused to get up from the back of the bus, which in this metaphor is banning people on X.com. And much like Fred Hampton, he is dedicated to serving his community, which in this case is other moderate centrists. And much like the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., he is, of course, a really good husband. He paid $44 billion for the website X.com, which was always called that. And listen, has it paid off financially? Who can say? But what are finances in the face of free speech? Wait, he lost how much? Jesus Christ. But to be fair, he's cooked up some other programs to bring money in. First off, he got rid of the office Keurig machine, sold it on Craigslist, made $30. Not bad. Also, he fired about 60% of the workforce. That must be saving him some money, but don't think he's not supportive of labor. Much like me, he is an anti-establishment punk rocker. And that is why he has launched a program to give back to the little guy. That's right. He's going to pay off people who are generating the most traffic on his website. So if you X-post, which is what it's always been called, just some normal stuff, something like, Donald Trump has a powerful wiener, or all elections are psyops, or O.J. Simpson killed Chris Benoit's family, all normal, moderate centrist stuff, you can get thousands of dollars off of people clicking on it and calling you dumb and gay. Some other great ideas for posts. All feminists secretly want to be farted on, or Anthony Fauci has a habit of asking out your grandmother specifically, fucking her and then never calling her back. Or, I don't know, just post a picture of the Hamburglar and underneath write, Hunter Biden. There you go. Boom. Papa just made a house payment. But despite the obvious business acumen and just general normal way of talking and moving throughout the world, Elon Musk is still losing money hand over fist. And what's money to a guy like him? He literally owns space. But the principle is what matters. And that is X.com is losing money. And you know whose fault it is? It's the Jews, which is ironic because normally they're good at making money. Come on, that's a positive stereotype, like the Chinese being good at spreadsheets or Mexicans being good at convincing their women to let them hit it without a condom. Elon Musk has announced that he is suing the ADL for defamation, which is ironic because ADL stands for the Anti-Defamation League, not the Adult Defecation League, which is what I was hoping for. I assumed it was like a kickball league, but you measured your poop. I could win that. The ADL are watchdogs for anti-Semitism, which means them and their team of secular humanist lawyers comb through various social media websites to try to find instances of hate speech done by some really cool 13-year-old boys who got a D in chemistry, and so their mom took away their gaming console, and now they kind of need to take that Call of Duty lobby energy over to X.com. And the ADL is claiming that said X.com is apparently a haven for this hate speech, which they say like that, and it's silly. It's a dumb term, and it means nothing. Oh, so it's illegal to hate stuff now. I hate the girl Ghostbusters movie. Can I say that without being arrested? Also, all the Marvel movies with women. Also, Fiddler on the Roof. Also, the Star Wars movies with women. Don't care for them either. Point is, we need to keep film criticism legal. Unless you give a bad review to Sound of Freedom, in which case you are a pedo and you need to be locked up immediately. So Elon Musk has threatened, and like all his threats and proclamations, there is a 100% chance of him following through on it, to sue the ADL for literally billions of dollars, which will, of course, bankrupt them.
See, they're bad with money. I'm not racist, you are.
And all of this is happening at a really unfortunate time for my good friend Elon, who, again, I have not met. His daughter recently attended college for the first time, and consequently, I think like by lunch on the first day, she was converted to full-on gay trans space communism. Thanks, education. Wait, which gender is she actually? I got to make sure I'm misgendering her correctly. Okay. Oh, she's that one? Okay, cool. She's apparently rambling about how gender is a social construct and we need to establishment a proletariat thing or something. She even says she hates all rich people now, which is ludicrous because many of them do not hunt humans for sport. Elon Musk's radical communist daughter, you need to be nicer to him. He's paying for all of it, okay? Your schooling, your cybernetic arm, Is your forehead normal? He's going to fix that. Also, he's currently being bullied by the entire Jewish race. Leave him alone. Speaking of long stretches of time spent wandering the desert aimlessly, let's talk about Burning Man. As far as I know, Elon Musk was not there, which is weird. Seems like the kind of thing he'd be into. Billed as the world's first music festival where there is a 0% chance of you having to see the Chainsmokers, Burning Man was started in the late 80s by a bunch of hippies who, quite frankly, grew tired of music, which makes sense because a lot of it sucks ass. So they decided to just jump right ahead to the doing drugs and having sex in a big open space part of any concert, aka the best part. Show up to any Raffi concert, people be fucking. So yeah, these dipshits all drove out to the middle of nowhere, had some fun, built a big statue of a guy, lit him on fire as a metaphor for, I don't know, taxes or something. And then they all drove home and then later got jobs in the Reagan administration.
C. Everett Koop was the first glow sticks guy.
Eventually it expanded and began attracting more and more people. Celebrities, politicians, rock stars, whatever a Diplo is. And of course, a few old hippies who did not know what was happening and were very sad that no one wanted to have sex with them anymore. That's what they built the whole thing. That's the purpose. Come on. Fucking old guy, just be cool. Burning Man eventually became a monstrously huge, out of control behemoth of an event, as evidenced by this video filmed live a few years back. Okay, so I was mistaken. That was the gathering of the Juggalos. Similar to Burning Man, but with slightly less Nobel laureates in attendance. Same amounts of diarrhea and sexual assault, though. Anyway, Burning Man, generally speaking, rocked, was a lot of fun. People got naked. They rode bikes that were strange in a variety of ways. And occasionally they just pick up a brick and paint it yellow or some shit and be like, I made art. And then their dad, who owns JP Morgan Chase, would be like, yeah, sure, it looks great, whatever. Hey, be in the office on Tuesday, because if you at least don't nap at your desk, it's going to be harder for me to justify your 7-figure salary. Thank you. But this year, for the first time ever, something bad happened to rich people. A heavy rainstorm turned the formerly profoundly infertile grounds of the Nevada desert into a thick mud that no vehicles could penetrate. But despite the ground fertilization that I mentioned earlier, they tried to abort the very festival itself.
It's a metaphor, get it?
People were trapped with no way in or out. I mean, aside from walking a few miles, but have you ever tried that? It sucks ass. No, the residents of Burning Man had to shelter in place and conserve their food and water. Fiji water? Save it. Soylent power beverages? Save it. Your own urine? Better believe you're saving that, buddy. Just think of the nutrients. And just as all hope was lost, and the residents of Burning Man were considering turning to cannibalism for sustenance as opposed to usual where they should do it for the sexual thrill, they were saved by, of course, the sun coming out for a few hours and turning the desert into desert again. Hurrah! So everyone drove out safely and are currently at work on 7 different Hulu documentaries about the event and one for Max that's going to have better cinematography but be way more boring. But the question remains, who's to blame for the Burning Man attendees being mildly inconvenienced for a few days? The answer is, of course, the Jews. Here's what wait, what? Oh, none of that? Okay, cool. A lot of radical left communists like Elon Musk's daughter are blaming it on global warming, which I think we can all agree is a hoax. Now, to clarify, I am not saying that global warming, which is a hoax, okay? Obviously, it's happening. The Earth is getting warmer, okay? And obviously, it's man-made and catastrophic. That's all true. But the hoax, write this down, the hoax is the attempt to politicize this in order to build more windmills, which objectively looks stupid.
What the hell are we, the Dutch?
Now, is this extreme weather event totally tubular, some are saying, the result of climate change? Or is it, in fact, the consequences of mocking the wrathful face of Christian God? I'm a moderate centrist. God is mad at us. And I'll tell you why I think that is. See, back in the day, poor people wanted to look rich. Okay. That's why every hobo in 1934 carried with him at all times a 10-pound sack of onions. It was the classiest thing you could do back then. But in today's totally upside down Freaky Friday weirdo world, it is in fact the rich that want to look like the poors. They're doing crazy stuff like wearing weird clothes, having multiple cars in their driveway, eating nothing but food they grow, fucking their cousins, and wait. Those are actually things both rich and poor people do. Bathing outdoors, getting in fights with bartenders, trying to buy a Steak and Shake franchise. I guess there is a lot of overlap there. So I guess we'll never know the true cause of the Fyre Festival debacle. I meant Burning Man, whatever. They're the same thing. Listen, a bunch of rich dipshits had the worst mushroom trip ever, and now they're all chilling in air conditioning. They're fine. Point is, maybe we should nuke the desert so we don't have to deal with it anymore. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're having fun. Oh my God, you gotta like and subscribe. Listen, if you don't like and subscribe, you're a fake fan, and I don't appreciate you. I got some links down there. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment. Comment what the last thing you did was. Was it fart or poop? All right, did you fart or poop? I'm guessing we get more farts because you fart more in a day than you poop, as my grandmother would always say. TikTok link is down there. Follow me on TikTok. I've been posting things on TikTok lately. Instagram, post things on there sometimes. X.com, which it's always been called. And of course, patreon.com. patreon.com/the Vongina Predicament. Sorry. https:// www.thevonginapredicament or patreon.com/the Vongina Predicament. It's not important. It's absolutely not important. Don't worry about it. Okay? Don't worry about it. All right? For $5 a month on patreon.com, you get exclusive bonus content. You get a weekly behind the scenes video. Well, I guess it's behind the scenes in that I just like upload the raw video of me behind a green screen. But you also get a weekly bonus video. Okay, you get to vote in polls, get to interact directly with me. I acknowledge your existence. And most importantly, you get an executive producer credit. How about that, guys? Look at the people. They're scrolling right there. God, I love these executive producers. What cool guys. What cool folks that I love. Oh my God. I want to kiss them all. They're the best. They have at least $5 a month. In a way, donating is a humble brag. You can say, I got $5 a month. And guess what? I so don't give a shit. I spend it on this dumb bullshit. I don't care. So they're cool. They're all getting in Valhalla. You guys are not, if you're not donating. So burn in hell, suck my dick, eat my ass, fuck you. Love you. All right, guys, I'll be back with another video right soon. And until next time.
I wonder if tickets to Burning Man are going to be like way cheaper next year.
Shut up and sit down.